This is the Atlantic Soccer Media Group, bringing you UPSL soccer coverage.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's playoff time right here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. We've got the 4th seeded Atlanta Rovers FC taking on the 5th seed Georgia FC, and it's right here, and it's next. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us once again. We are live from Silverbacks Stadium here in Atlanta, Georgia. UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs coming at you here very shortly. Before we get to it, just want to welcome back our colleague, John Reno. John, welcome back, man. Thank you so much for coming back and being with us. It's been a minute, brother.
Yeah, it's been a little while, Liz, and thank you all for holding the fort down for me. But I tell you, it's a great time to be back. It's playoff time, baby.
Absolutely. Couldn't pit a better. I mean, it's easy for me to say today, right? I'm punchy already. Can you tell I'm excited? You couldn't have picked a better week to come back, John. So we've got Atlanta Rovers FC coming in as a 4th seed and Georgia FC coming in as a 5th seed. How'd we get here, John?
Well, we'll take a look at the table here for Georgia FC here. Starting off losing a close one to Atlanta United Academy 1-0, and then they defeated Potros FC 2-1. They took care of Vinotinto Atlanta 2-1. Lost kind of stumbled a bit against Club the Strongest, the Los Tigres, 4-0, and then they bounced right back and demolished Georgia FC, or Atlanta City FC, 7-1. And taking a look at the rest of the table here, and you see earlier or later in the season, Atlanta Rovers FC and Georgia FC, when they played one another, it was a 4-0 win for Atlanta Rovers. And we'll take a look at the Atlanta Rovers FC, how they got here. Start out real big win over FC Birmingham. And these two teams, they finished with identical records, Drew, at 6 wins.
Yep, goal differential, man.
Yeah, the goal differential makes all the difference in the world. You see some other notable games here. Atlanta United Academy, they lost 3-0. And Lamino, they lost a tough one there to Lamino to 2-1.
You know, one thing about Atlanta Rovers FC, they came in hot, John. They won the first 3, like we said last week, coming off their regional cup win. Lose Luke Sexton a couple weeks later, lose Alejandro Rodriguez, and I don't know how, but somehow, some way, the manager, Ayub Eloui, and the coach, they were able to keep things together, and here we are.
Yep. For the UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs. Today's matchup, Atlanta Rovers FC versus Georgia FC. At this time, we ask you to please stand, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
That's going to conclude the national anthem for this afternoon as both teams are showing their respects towards one another. Referees are going to make their final preparations. And we're going to get underway here very, very shortly. John, I just heard some interesting news. Luke Sexton may come off the bench today, get some minutes for Atlanta Rovers FC.
That would be a big boost for the Atlanta Rovers. And already having Alejandro Rodriguez back, that's just going to be great for the Atlanta Rovers. But here we see the playoff table here. The first round we're looking at later tonight, we see FC Birmingham will be hosting Vino Tinto Atlanta. And the match that you're going to watch right now, Atlanta Rovers FC over Georgia FC. And the winner of that match will go on to face LGSA Le Mino Georgia. And, of course, the winner of FC Birmingham and Vino Tinto will go on to face the Atlanta United Academy. And congratulations to them, regular season champions for the 2022 fall season.
Atlanta United Academy, always on the outside looking in, and they finally got their first place finish in the regular season. Congrats to Coach Silva and Atlanta United Academy, like John said. It looks like we're going to get underway here very, very shortly. We are live once again, Silverbacks Park. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Georgia FC, the 4th seed versus the 5th seed here. First round of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division Fall Playoffs.
Yeah, looking for a good one here today. Like I said, teams, they finished with identical records, with Atlanta Rovers FC having the goal differential. They only conceded 11 goals this season, but with 4 losses, that shows you that they lost a lot of tight, low-scoring games. And I would think if with Alejandro back and maybe Luke coming off the bench here, and considering, when these two met before, Atlanta Rovers got the best of them, you would have to give the edge to the home team here today, Drew.
I'm going to piggyback off what you said about giving the edge to the home team. I am going to give it to the home team because they brought Alejandro last week. We're unsure about a suspension. They sat him, and they still handled business against a hot club, the strongest, Atlanta, Los Tigres. So Alejandro obviously back in the lineup today as we are in live action right now as the Atlanta Rovers FC are building from the back. Felix Nichols and Ryan Paolucci trying to find some space to clear it away. Dispossessed by Georgia FC as they have possession in the midfield. Georgia FC going from right to left in their red kits. And Atlanta Rovers FC going from left to right in their white tops today. Looks like a high kick in the midfield there. It's going to be on Grego Rocamora. Free kick, Georgia FC. Dangerous position here, John. Georgia FC's got a chance to go up early.
Yeah, good early chance here for Georgia FC. Let's see what they do here with this free kick. So maybe about 15 yards or so from the box here. So a little far out, but still within the danger zone, as they say.
Absolutely. Referee gives him 10. It's going to be a left foot. Maybe go to the far post. See if he gets sneaky and tries to go near post. And the ball is away. He does try and go near post. Valdivino steps off his line and scoops it up. Not an easy save, as it looked like to take a little late bounce there right before it hit the gut of Valdivinos, who throws it out to the right to Sebastian Lopez, who's immediately pressured by some red shirts here. Sebastian's forced to clear it up the right side of the pitch, looking for Alejandro Rodriguez, who's got someone stuck to his back like glue. Let's see if Alejandro can create some space. He does. He gets it behind the defense of Georgia FC. He's got one man to beat. Plays it across the middle. Shot on goal, deflected by Georgia FC and immediately cleared out. What a beautiful opportunity there early for Atlanta Rovers FC as Alejandro looks hungry, John.
Yeah, he's raring to go today. It's obvious, Drew.
Georgia FC with a dangerous opportunity here. Wow. Coming right back down the throats of Atlanta Rovers FC, but Valdivinos able to make another save. If we're in for the action that we've seen so far for the rest of this game, it's going to be exciting, folks.
Yeah, it's going to be a spirited one here today, Drew. I can already tell. It's playoff time. Everyone's amped up to the nth degree.
I am too, partner. I was punchy earlier, fidgety. I'm feeling it. Georgia FC at the top of the arrow on 18. Cleared away immediately by Atlanta Rovers FC, but right back to the feet of the visitors.
Tell you what, we got the Summer Cup 2022 regional champions and the Rovers against the defending spring 2022 playoff champions, the Georgia FC. So couldn't ask for a better matchup today.
Sebastian wanted a foul over there on the other side of the goal line. Referee said, no, you got a goal kick. That's enough. Still doesn't agree with it, but like we say every week, we hardly ever agree with the official as a player, so something that the officials just, as I guess they get used to week in and week out. Ball's quickly played out to the right to Felix Nichols.
Yeah, if you're an official, you definitely have to develop that tough skin.
Sebastian immediately dispossessed, but Felix is able to win the ball back for the Rovers. Sebastian Montero tries to keep it inbounds, John, but just wasn't able to. We're going to have a throw-in for Georgia FC. And you mentioned Georgia FC, the reigning spring division champions. We talked last week, John, Larry and I, about momentum. Georgia FC picked up the momentum at the right time at the end of the season. Here's a shutout goal by Georgia FC, and it just goes wide left of the bar. Yeah. Dangerous opportunity there for Georgia FC as Atlanta Rovers were caught ball watching.
Yeah, Valentino's was saying, "What are you doing?" Yeah, he was upset on that play, but almost a goal there for Georgia FC.
He went near post again. He had it open. Here's a, looks like we're going to get a replay here, John.
Yep, there we go. Nice play here by
he just carries it right in the box.
Yeah, he just took the ball right away. It was just a bad touch there. Led to that giveaway, and he almost scored there, number 30.
Great opportunity, yeah, and that's a center back, John. That's a center back coming from the defensive spot, and, arguably should have scored a goal. Ball's won right in the air immediately by Georgia FC, right back to the hands of Valdivinos. But to continue my point, did Atlanta Rovers catch fire at the right time to come into the playoffs and possibly win, in advance of the national playoffs? Did Georgia FC? It's going to be really fun to see. My pick right now, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to tell you, if Luke Sexton can be healthy and Rovers can get past Georgia FC, man, they're going to be dangerous.
I don't see any reason why they would not be, Drew.
They're going to be dangerous, John.
That's a good prediction.
But I'd be lying if I told you that my heart's not in it for FC Birmingham. I love that squad. I love that team. I think that they are in prime position. They're getting healthy. And we'll see tonight, because tonight, live on the Atlantic Soccer Media Group YouTube channel, FC Birmingham, Vinotinto Atlanta, John.
I tell you, whoever makes the Final Four, there's going to be a couple really good matches, I tell you that.
We got a foul deep in the corner here on the Rovers. Free kick, Georgia FC.
Again, talking about momentum, Drew, last season, Georgia FC, they came in as a lower seed, got hot at the right time, and knocked off some powerhouses there in the Premier Division and took the championship. So anything can happen. It's the playoffs.
Another free kick, this time about 3-4 yards to the right of the top right corner of the 18. It's going to be another left foot in swinger. Let's see if it's going to be a cross or a shot. He sends it low. Cleared away to the top of the 18. A volley attempt. Didn't get what he wanted. Cleared away. Back out to the free kick taker on the right side for Georgia FC. He plays a left foot cross. Valdivinos comes out with 2 fists, punched it away. Great save, confident save by the goalkeeper for Atlanta Rovers FC. Came right off his line, punches it away about 15, 20 yards, John, with his fists.
Great clear there by Valdivinos. They needed that one. Yeah, so Georgia FC has been knocking on the door here a few times now here in the early going.
Rovers had a late scratch in goalkeeper. Keelan Green was scheduled to get the start. Unsure of what happened, but nonetheless, Valdivinos in between the pipes tonight for Atlanta Rovers, and not a bad choice for the coach for Rovers, because he put on a show last week against Club the Strongest, keeping them out of the net.
Yeah, once again, it looks like we had some additional last-minute shake-up of the lineup here. We have someone out there who was not in our starting lineup.
Look at Georgia FC getting in behind the defense of the Atlanta Rovers. They have to be prepared. It looks like they're trying to play a little bit of an offside trap, trying to get a little sneaky. Got to compose themselves and get a little wiser back there in the defense.
Yeah, you have to say Georgia FC in control of this match in the early going here so far. Although Alejandro did have that one good chance here earlier.
You think they got to try and find the feet of number 7 once again, but the defense of Georgia FC, they know the plan. They know Alejandro is the go-to guy. So look at the red shirts that swarm him. They're not letting him get any space. So it's going to be up to him today, John, to find those pockets in the corners, find those runs in between. Going to be very interesting to see throughout the rest of this game.
Yeah, they're going to keep their eye out on Alejandro, and I understand we have some scouts in attendance today who might also be keeping their eye on Alejandro today.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Triglav Academy, they're on hand here. They're touring the U.S. right now, looking for players to join the team to do a tour of friendlies in Europe, and if they can pick some players here, what a wonderful opportunity for these guys.
Ball's played into the 18, headed away inside the box for the Rovers, but easily into the arms of the goalkeeper for Georgia FC, their captain as well. He comes to the top of the 18, puts the ball down at his feet. Starting to see a lot of that. Goalkeepers playing from their feet. No need to waste possession on a punt when you can just play it out. Now look, lose possession again anyways. Rovers try for a clearance, but miss-hit there was Sebastian Lopez. Clears it over to the left side. It's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for the visiting squad, right in front of that Rovers bench. We're 8 minutes into this playoff action in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division with Atlanta Rovers FC and Georgia FC tied at 0. I am Drew Dickinson alongside John Reno. Absolutely, man. Plenty of action, mostly on the Georgia FC side. Plenty of action indeed. Kept in bounds by Alejandro. And they're just swarmed by the red jerseys. Foul on Georgia FC. Free kick for the Rovers. About 5 yards under the half-field line. You know, John, it's one of the first times you've seen this many white shirts on the opposite side of the pitch here. Let's see if they can make something happen. Rovers FC inside the territory of Georgia FC. Nice defensive play by Georgia FC. Slide tackle, winning the ball back, coming down the right side. Lots of speed over there, John. Nice defensive play, though, by the Rovers to win the ball back. Gregorio Rocamora in possession. Plays it on the inside. Sebastian Lopez wide open out here on the right side. Lots of space.
Just waiting for the ball, he is.
Yep.
But Georgia FC, they're contesting every man here. Forcing errors. They're looking good so far, Drew.
Playing a nice press so far. Not making it easy for the Rovers to get out of their own side. This is where the fitness comes into play. Alejandro, he's been out for a while. He's going to have a lot of running to do today. Let's see if he can keep up the fitness level. Let's see if he's got 90 minutes.
Yeah, if they're going to key on Alejandro, that's going to leave someone open. And if Alejandro can get that ball over to him, they'll create opportunities for the Rovers.
Rovers send the ball back into the defense. Felix Nichols in possession. Plays it over to Paolucci. Paolucci looks up, plays it out to the left side for Rennie. Rennie Matthews, dispossessed by Georgia FC. Georgia FC immediately dispossessed by Sebastian Montero. Here come the Rovers. Jair Lopez plays it out to the left side to the captain, Max. Max plays it into the 18. There's one man inside. Goalkeeper comes out, snatches it right off the penalty mark. Gets a quick punt right up the left side. Headed out to the left by Felix. Kept in bounds by Georgia FC.
It's a good decisive play there by the Georgia FC goalkeeper. Get that ball out to his man on the wing.
Nice move here by Sebastian Lopez right here in front of us, looking for Alejandro. He's got him in behind the defense. Nice touch, plays it back to his defender. Sorry, plays it back to his midfielder, and he puts the shot just wide left. Goal kick for Georgia FC.
Yeah, I guess that was a shot. Could have been a shot or a lead pass there, but nonetheless, goes wide of the goal.
You like to see what kind of camaraderie Alejandro and his teammate have, as maybe they haven't played that much together before this season, so we'll see how they start to gel as the minutes go by.
We'll take a replay here. There's
nice bit of
nice
skill
turn.
right here, yeah.
A nice long ball there to Alejandro. A good touch to get over to his teammate, but the shot a little weak and a little wide.
Georgia FC have possession inside their own 18. Play back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's got a lot of space in front of him. He can pick and choose whatever he'd like to do. Plays it out to the left side. Lots of space on the left side as well. Georgia FC utilizing the width of the pitch. A lot of these teams in the Premier Division here don't utilize the width. Georgia FC is really, really taking control of it. Atlanta Rovers win the ball back with Gregorio Rocamora. Felix. Grego tries to play it to the inside. Deflected off Georgia FC. Throw in for the Rovers. Sebastian Lopez is going to come from his right back spot to take this throw in. Creeping into the danger zone of Georgia FC. 12 minutes into this first half, still tied at 0. We're live at Silverbacks Park, right outside of Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes.
Right outside of Atlanta.
Right in Atlanta.
Throw in taken, deflected off of Georgia FC. If he can keep it in bounds, can the goalkeeper? Yes, he can. In danger of giving up a corner kick, but the keeper comes out, snatches it up, plays it back out to the left side, where they still have lots of space out here on the wing, John.
Yeah, that's been
Oh, sneaks in. Jair Lopez
Nice
sneaks
steal
in
there.
and dispossesses Georgia FC, finds Alejandro. Alejandro's nice defense there at the top of the box. Shot on goal once again, and he just didn't get what he wanted, and it sails way left. Another goal kick for Georgia FC. That was a clean tackle.
Yeah.
That was a clean tackle.
right outside the box.
I'm sure we're going to get a replay of that tackle, and we are. Beautiful play.
So Alejandro making his presence felt right away, and there.
Oh,
yeah,
nice
there's the
tackle.
Beautiful
Yep.
tackle, and again, shot way off the mark.
He had the entire goal in front of him. That's 2 in a row. He's going to want to succeed his third time around for sure. So I am almost positive we're going to see a much better outcome next time he's in possession inside the 18.
Captain here, the goalkeeper, will have a goal kick here. Something you don't see really at all in the UPSL. The goalkeeper is the captain. It's usually a position player out in the field.
Ball's played up the right side out of the defense of Georgia FC. One in the air by Paolucci. Put it right back into the danger zone of Georgia FC. Georgia FC able to get a clearance on it. Felix steps in, clears it away again. Georgia FC have possession right in front of their own 18. Played out to the left side once again. Lots of movement by the wingers and the defensive backs here for Georgia FC, creating lots of space. Felix with an unlucky touch. Georgia FC creeping inside the 18. Cleared away easily there by Rennie Matthews. Bouncing inside the 18.
Real
Referee,
dangerous play there, wow.
I guess he sees a foul.
Yeah.
Free kick inside the 18 of Atlanta Rovers. Another dangerous chance for Georgia FC.
I was trying to say earlier, Georgia FC exploiting that left side a lot so far. Rovers have been kind of giving it to them here. A dangerous play there.
Sebastian Montero tries to find the captain. Captain plays it in the middle, deflected back to his feet. Looks like they lost possession, did the Rovers. Referee saw that, opts to call the foul. It's going to be a free kick for the Rovers. We're going to show a replay of that goal-scoring opportunity here from Georgia FC.
Yep, again, down that left side. And just number 25 just able to beat his man to the ball here. And number 32, if he could have made that turn just a split hair sooner, would have had a great shot on frame and probably a goal there. So
got a free kick here
the
for...
Rovers been able to avoid a couple dangerous situations so far.
Can they continue it, though? I mean, how many times can Georgia FC knock on the door? Free kick taken, played right inside the 18. Bouncing inside the 18. Missed clearance by Georgia FC. Right back to the feet of Lopez. Lopez puts it into the back door. He's got Sebastian. Just didn't get the head that he wanted. Right to the arms of the goalkeeper of Georgia FC. Runs to the top of the 18.
Able to get it on goal, but right into the keeper's hands.
I'm sorry, that was Rennie Matthews who came in for that header at the far post. Alejandro Rodriguez immediately pressured here by the red shirts. Got to have a better touch by Alejandro if he wants to succeed today. Dispossessed in the midfield for Georgia FC. Rovers in possession out here on the right side. Jair Lopez plays it in the middle. Gregorio Rocamora plays it back to Ryan Paolucci. Paolucci back to Rocamora. Nice turn by Gregorio. Referee didn't like it. It's going to be a foul for the home team. They're doing a little talking out there, John.
Well, it is the playoff intensity that you're seeing today.
Once again, heavy touch there by Rodriguez. He's got to clean that up. Alejandro inside the 18. Left-footed shot attempt. Goalkeeper comes out, gets his hands on it once again. Red shirts are swarming Alejandro today. He's had a few chances. Nice touch, one in the air by the left winger for Georgia FC. Good gosh. He brings it right down out of the air, spins away from two defenders, finds an open man, and unfortunately they lose
Poor
possession.
pass there.
Yeah, all of that. Speaking of poor pass, poor touch there by Rennie Matthews. Valdivinos comes off his line, gets a left-footed clearance. Can Max keep it in? No, he can't. Throw in Georgia FC. One of these mistakes are going to cost Atlanta Rovers. They got to start cleaning it up. Georgia FC, right at the top of the 18. Nice turn. He's got a wide open shot on goal. Felix is able to get inside and get a deflection.
Good block by the defense.
Another shot on goal, deflected by Georgia FC. Goalkeeper was going completely other way. They got lucky it went out of bounds and not to the right side of the goal. It's going to be a goal kick for the Rovers.
Yeah, Georgia FC, they have mashed that pedal down and haven't let up. I mean, both teams really, a lot of intensity here. We're going to take another look at this, Drew. This sequence here. Just a poor clearing attempt there led to that attempt that was blocked away by the defense there.
Really lucky on that deflection because the left side of the goal was wide open, John. Throw in for Rovers.
Yeah, Georgia FC did not like that call, but by the AR. But I think Mr. Weaver made the right call there.
Usually does. Ball's played over to the left side for Rennie Matthews. Rovers step over into the half of Georgia FC. Max in possession, plays it out to Jair Lopez. Lopez plays it back to Paolucci. Ryan plays a hospital ball in the midfield. Dangerous slide tackle. But you argue that it was an even more dangerous pass by his teammate who gets him into that predicament. Sebastian Montero is down right in the middle of the pitch here for Atlanta Rovers. Get a replay on that foul here, John.
Take a second look here.
Nasty. Hospital ball right here.
Right in the middle.
Ooh!
They were both kind of sliding for it there, but Seabass, he got the
Came from a dangerous position, did the Georgia FC player.
he got the worst of that one.
Number 17 for Georgia FC, Cyril. He is their leading goal scorer with 3 this season. Cyril Gadu went to Truett McConnell and Park University. And if you want to take a look right now, if you're watching back home, check out the space out on the wings here. Lots and lots of it.
Yep. They've been
Looking for Alejandro.
bunched up.
Cleared over the goal line. It's going to be a corner kick.
This half, oh, it goes over the fence.
What are the chances of that happening?
Usually don't see that.
Corner kick for the home team.
Have to get a new ball in.
I think it's going to be
From
their
the
first
sideline.
of the day.
Yeah.
20th minute, still 0-0. UPSL Georgia Premier Division first round playoff action. 4-seed Atlanta Rovers FC hosting 5th seed Georgia FC. Right here, Atlanta, Georgia, Silverbacks Park.
You mentioned leading goal scorers. We got to mention Alejandro, even missing some time. He finished 4th in the Golden Boot race with 6 goals. So he's had a good season.
I couldn't imagine his tally if he stayed healthy the entire year. And then put on top of that, I couldn't imagine even more of the tally if Luke Sexton stayed healthy all year.
Yeah.
Far post attempt by the Rovers. Sails wide, goes out of bounds for another goal kick for Georgia FC.
It would have been fun to see those two together all season long, but alas, that did not happen. But maybe we'll see it today, Drew.
It's going to be another goal kick for the visitors. As the last few minutes, it's been all Rovers. That last goal-scoring opportunity was the last real threat made by Georgia FC as the ball's been in the half of the visitors for the last 3 or 4 minutes. And once again, the wingers and defensive backs for the visiting team using that width to their advantage. Sloppy pass intercepted by Sebastian, looking for Alejandro, who made another hospital ball himself, dispossessed by the Rovers. We mentioned it earlier, maybe Alejandro and his partner up top just don't really have that camaraderie yet. You know, like a quarterback has to feel their receiver. Nice ball from the left side. Nice, even better touch. Nice defensive play by the captain, Max, number 21 for Rovers. Going to be a corner kick for Georgia FC.
Yeah, nice play by Georgia FC to earn that corner.
Another ball is needed here.
So 21 minutes in, a lot of people, or both teams rather, getting a lot of opportunities. No one's able to cash in so far.
Got a real exciting weekend for soccer. Got UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs, U.S. Open Cup, and can't forget 2022 Qatar World Cup starts tomorrow, and the head on goal just goes over the bar. Georgia FC with another beautiful chance to put one inside the back of the net, but it just sails over the top of the bar. Goal kick for the Rovers.
Yep, only just the biggest sporting event in the world.
No biggie,
The
right,
World
pal?
Cup, yeah. Not a big thing. There's a replay here of the corner, I believe. Nice placement, but just right over the crossbar.
Dangerous here for the Rovers as they are able to get out of the danger zone. Cleared away by Ryan Paolucci. Won by Rovers, but given right back to, won by Georgia FC, given right back to Jair Lopez for Rovers, who's coming down that left side. Plays it for Alejandro. He turns on the boosters. Can he get to it? And it looks like he clips it off of the Georgia FC player, but the referee disagrees. It's going to be a goal kick for the visitors.
He almost got to it.
You know, mentioning the World Cup starting tomorrow, full transparency for me, not a fan of where it's being taken place, but that's not the boys' fault. They're going to go over, give it their all, And it's just like the Olympic athletes. They train their whole lives to have a chance to go and play in the World Cup. Just a shame that it has to be where it is. But I digress. We're back here at live action. Georgia FC coming out of the back. Once again, playing it out wide. Got a few yards of space.
Lost the ball there for a second, but recovers nicely.
Nice ball. Nice through ball down that left side for Georgia FC. Can he keep it in bounds? He cannot. Looks like he slowed down right there at the end. Didn't want to pull a muscle. Going to be a goal kick for the Rovers.
He made what you call a business decision.
Yes, indeed. And what a beautiful decision it was, because it's chilly out here.
It is.
Only going to get colder.
It is. It's, I think, maybe around 50 degrees right now, so a little chilly for Atlanta. Cloudy day, a little bit of wind, but nothing that would really affect play.
One in the air by Jair. Right back to the feet of Rovers.
52 degrees, but I think it feels more like 50. Yeah, feels like 50.
It's going to be a throw-in for Georgia FC, deep in their own territory. Max just wasn't able to keep that one in bounds. Captain for Atlanta Rovers FC. Throw-in's going to be right in front of that Georgia FC bench. Taken right down the line. One in the air by Rovers. Cleared away by Rocamora. Georgia FC able to get a touch and put it right down the middle. Felix puts a head through the middle as well, but right back to the feet of the number 10 for Georgia FC. Push it out wide right to their leading goal scorer, Cyril Gadu. Gadu loses possession but maintains. He's got 2 white shirts on him. Nice defense there by Max and Jair Lopez. Here he comes, coming up that left side. Pulls it in the middle. Finds Sebastian Montero, who's immediately sworn by red shirts and fouled. Free kick Rovers. And that may be a yellow card. It will be a yellow card for Georgia FC.
Yellow. Sebastian having hit the pitch there a couple times now. Get our first yellow. And push off there.
Kind of silly, but he slowed down play. The momentum was stopped, so I guess kind of smart. I'm not going to call it a professional foul because it wasn't. Free kick for Rovers, going to be taken by center back Ryan Paolucci. Paolucci puts a beautiful ball right on the 6. Just weren't able to capitalize. We're the Rovers, as you see Alejandro slap his hips.
There we go, down that left side again, Drew.
Sloppy touch there by Felix Nichols, allowing Georgia FC to get something. And it looks like that something will be a corner kick. Felix was able to recover. You know, you see the Rovers make some, sloppy plays, bonehead mistakes inside their own 18, but quickly recover. Just like right there. Felix was able to recover, and instead of giving up a goal, he gave up a corner kick.
Yeah, defense is doing a great job so far covering up the little mishaps that they've had.
Valdivinos cheering his team on, telling everybody to mark up as we have a right-footed corner on the left side, so it will be an in-swinger, John.
Yep.
And it's played right to the near post, cleared away, right at the top of the 18 by the Rovers. Rocamora able to get a foot on the Sebastian Lopez clearance off the line. Throw in for Georgia FC, right in front of that Rovers bench. Still 0-0, 27 minutes in. Atlanta Rovers FC and Georgia FC. Just a really, really good game so far. One of those you don't want to end.
Exactly. There's a 0-0, like you said, Drew, kind of what you expect to see in the playoffs here.
Absolutely.
In the UPSL Georgia Premier Division.
I believe the last time these two teams played, Atlanta Rovers handled their business 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0.
And I do believe, John, it was without Alejandro Rodriguez and Luke Sexton. So a good game right now, yes. Beautiful chest trap right down to the goalkeeper from Sebastian Lopez to Valdivinos. He runs up to the top of the 18. As you can see, 3 red shirts following number 7, Alejandro Rodriguez, and they still go to him.
Yeah.
So you want to think of the mentality right there by the goalkeeper. You don't want to waste possession. You see how Georgia FC building from the back, not wasting the ball. I like to see Atlanta Rovers do the same thing. But when you get excited, it's really hard to stop your momentum. So I get it. As Atlanta Rovers are building from the back very nicely here. Nice crisp passes. Max wide open out there on the line. Beautiful touch by the captain to keep it in bounds. Plays it back to Rennie. Rennie finds Rocamora. Back to Paolucci, who finds Matthews once again. Rennie looks up. Yeah, lots of space out here on that right side. But if you want the ball, you got to call for it, Sebastian.
Yeah,
as he's creeping in that far post. But you still don't hear anything. Referee looks at his AR. AR doesn't know. He wasn't paying attention. Referee makes an educated guess. Calls for a Georgia FC throw-in. Rovers don't like it.
Yeah, Lopez definitely needs to let him know of his presence there. He basically has that whole right side to himself.
John, if I have 40 yards of space, I'm letting everyone know about it. He needs that Cosmos Azuru voice. Cosmos will let the world know that he's open.
Yeah, that booming voice that he has.
Yes, it's going to be a foul right in the midfield on Georgia FC. Free kick for Rovers, as they're going to send their big bodies into the box. Felix Nichols, center back, is quickly taken. Jair turns, shot on goal, and he just leans back too much, and it sails way over the bar, John. Goal kick for Georgia FC.
Yeah, the Rovers have had a few opportunities, but a lot of their shots have been way off the mark so far. Well, another goal kick here for the visitors.
Georgia FC in no rush. And once again, you see right out here in front of us, John, the left winger, tons of space. Goalkeeper May took a little bit of time because you see Jair comes right over. Nice move by the left winger. Is he going to be offside? Nice move again. Sails right by Felix, but makes a hospital ball. One right back. Space in between. He found base right behind the defense. Left foot shot. Nice save by Valdivinos, who punches it out behind the goal line. Corner kick for the Georgia FC. Whew, John, that was dangerous.
Maybe got in a little bit too deep there, Drew. If he got that shot off just a little bit sooner, would have had a better shot on goal there. But nonetheless, another really good, solid opportunity for Georgia FC.
They are so dangerous out here on the left. Number 25, that left winger. He's another one of those untraditional left wingers. He's a right-footed left winger. Gets a fist on it, does Valdivinos. Headed right back in, but it just hits the back of the net. Goal kick. We're going to get a replay of that last offensive threat by Georgia FC.
Again, that's just a great through ball there. Like I said, I think he just went a little too deep there.
I'm going to go a little bit further. The positioning on the goalkeeper, Valdivinos, was immaculate. He had no chance. He covered up the back post, covered up the near post. Beautiful goalkeeping.
Yeah, definitely, Drew. Was going to mention that. You know,
I'm a little biased, former goalkeeper.
Oh, no.
But, man, I'll tell you what, the positioning by him coming off his line was just beautiful.
Oh, no, I was just about to note that. It was a good position by...
You too, my friend.
Yeah, yes.
Got a lot of goalkeepers here for Atlantic Soccer Media Group, no matter what sport, so the respect oozes here.
Yeah, you could say hockey and soccer. They're brothers in spirit, I guess.
Hey, we're all between the pipes, brother. It's going to be another free kick here for Atlanta Rovers FC right in front of that Georgia FC bench. It's going to be on the left side, and it will be a left-footed outswinger. Lots of white shirts inside the 18. Beautiful ball played in. Couple of heads on it. Alejandro Rodriguez gets a head on it, but Georgia FC allows it, rolls right back into the hands of their goalkeeper.
Again.
Goalkeeper saw him. Just again, the goalkeeper. But again, John, like we said before, you don't want to waste possession. Oh my gosh, that was very, very close by Georgia FC. Atlanta Rovers need to be a little bit more alert there. Jair Lopez plays it back to Valdivinos. He's got Paolucci in front of him. It goes out to Rennie Matthews. Dispossessed was Matthews.
Wow,
You got to
nice
be
play.
careful, John, those lackadaisical moves. Matthews is able to win possession back and gets a big clearance right up the middle. Headed away on the left side, Alejandro Rodriguez.
He's all alone, though.
He tried to go for it on his own. Maybe he had a handball. He got kind of lucky there. Nonetheless, it's going to be a throw-in deep in the territory of Georgia FC for the Rovers.
But again, 4 red jerseys in the vicinity there of Alejandro. They're really keying on him. Now, goalkeeper captain is having the Rovers, or Georgia FC rather, having a little discussion.
Georgia,
maybe offside.
Yeah, I think Georgia FC struggling a little bit to understand why it wasn't offside. We're going to get a throw in here. Put it in the middle. Misplay there by Georgia FC. Puts it right back to the feet of the Rovers, who immediately get it cleared away. Paolucci finds Matthews. Finds the feet of Max. Captain plays it right back to Rennie. Rennie puts it in. He's wide open inside the 18. Was Montero, but he was miles offside as the assistant referee down here on the near side of the pitch throws his flag up. Speaking of goalkeepers, There's another one down there somewhere. Georgia FC in possession on the left side. Plays it back to one of the three center backs. As the Rovers let it roll, it's going to be a throw in deep in their own territory. Lopez picks it up, looks for Nichols, hesitates, takes a few steps up the line, and is going to get a big throw in right down the line. Referee saw that handball. Free kick, Georgia FC, right out here in front of us. Be a few yards back.
Try to get that underway, but the ref says, no, sir.
I applaud the try. Here comes the left winger here for Georgia FC, plays it in the middle, and he's open, and he's not offside. But that ball is going to go right over the crossbar. Beautiful play, nice cross.
Again, Georgia FC creating a lot of really good opportunities for him, but just not able to cash in yet.
Going to get a replay of that because what a ball again by the left winger who has been the man of the match so far. He's able to find some space in behind. Was that left fullback or is that right winger? This is one of the prior opportunities. Nice save by Valdivinos. We're back in live action here.
But still, that's just one of several
Yes.
opportunities, really good opportunities that Georgia FC had getting that ball in there. Just the shots being a little bit off mark.
Going to be a foul on Gadu. Free kick for, and here's that replay. If you're watching back home, he just snuck in right behind the defense. Paolucci didn't even see him right behind him. And if he was able to get that head down on goal, yeah, John, he would have found the first one of the day. Free kick for the home team. They put it right up the middle here. So flick on, looking for Rodriguez. Unsuccessful.
Yeah, Sebastian going down again here. He's been taking some bumps and bruises here in this half. As referee Joel Wittenmeyer taking a look at him now. But he's up and okay. Checking himself out here for that turf burn there possible.
Thankfully for the injured player for Atlanta Rovers FC, we have Stat Wellness here today. It's going to sail wide over the line. Goal kick once again for Georgia FC. And we have Genry here from Stat Wellness. His services weren't needed, but if they were, nonetheless, we are very happy to have him here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Going to be a goal kick for the visitors. We're 37th minute, UPSL Georgia Premier Division first round playoff action. 4th seed Atlanta Rovers FC taking on 5th seed Georgia FC. Atlanta, Georgia, right here, Silverbacks Park. I am Drew Dickinson alongside John Reno. Big goal kick by Georgia FC. Cleared away by Rennie. Dangerous opportunity for Georgia FC. Valdivinos comes way off his line. Gets 2 fists on it, scoops it right up. Missed punt there by Valdivinos. Gives it right back to Georgia FC. Let's see if they can find the back of the net before that first half whistle. Sloppy possession here, dispossessed by Atlanta Rovers. But one right back, but it's going to be a foul. Georgia FC do not like it. It's going to be a yellow card once again, John.
Yep, another yellow here. I was wondering if that was going to be the case because he gave up that ball and just fouled him from behind there.
Referee has been on his game so far today. Really enjoyed watching his movement. He's been on point with his calls. I don't really think he's missed one. Maybe that handball a few minutes ago on Alejandro, but it didn't really amount to anything at all. But great officiating today by all 3 members of the officiating crew, AR1, 2, and the center today. It's going to be a right
free kick from distance here. We've seen a lot of those by the Rovers.
Jair may have came from an offside position. Georgia FC storming up that left side. Jair Lopez dispossesses Georgia FC. Sebastian Lopez wanted a foul. The AR down here on the near side of the pitch didn't agree. Still in live action. Rennie Matthews. Nice run by the center forward of the Atlanta Rovers. Looks like he was nipped inside the 18. Looks like he got the back of his heel clipped. Referee disagrees. He was right in front of it, so you got to take his word for it. He was in great position, was the referee, to make that call. He says play on.
Ooh, I don't know about that one, Drew. I'd like to get a second look at that one if we can and tell if maybe he was clipped or not.
I mean, he went down. I mean, obviously he went
obviously.
down, but nice back heel attempt. Alejandro wanted it up the middle, just off the same page. They're apologizing. They know it. They're going to break through eventually, Georgia FC or Atlanta Rovers FC. Both teams really putting it on here in the latter part of the first half.
Yeah, it's just Georgia FC just looking a tad quicker here this half, Drew.
Yep. Here comes Max, captain up the left side. Plays it back into the middle for Gregorio Rocamora. Max looking for a switch. Unsuccessful, but one right back by the Rovers. We're out here on the right side. Is Jair Lopez going to keep it in bounds? He does. Nice hesitation by Lopez. Drops it back to Sebastian Lopez. Sebastian Lopez trying to find Alejandro Rodriguez. Rodriguez couldn't get a foot on it. Ball still in possession. Nice playing here by Rovers. Shot on goal! Right into the gut of the goalkeeper. What an amazing play at the top of the 18 for Atlanta Rovers FC. Took a couple of juggles, was able to turn half volley attempt right into the gut of the goalkeeper. He shot it right at him, John.
Yeah, he did, but it's still impressive to get that shot off, though. Surrounded by defenders there and just, like you said, juggled it a bit. 3 or 4 times it looked like.
Yep.
Turned around and got a nice hard shot off.
Nice touch by Cyril Gadu. Dispossessed by the Rovers. Max coming back into the defense to dispossess Gadu. The Georgia FC are right back in it. Ryan Paolucci steps from a center back spot to win that header, looking for Rodriguez. Alejandro Rodriguez immediately dispossessed as he was swarmed by 3 red shirts. But he's still moving. His engine is still burning. Looks like we're going to get a player down here.
Yeah, turned away. I didn't see him go down there.
It was a slow one. He took a few steps before he went down. We'll get a replay on that.
That was the man who just had that impressive shot on goal.
Here's that
Yeah,
juggle.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my gosh! If he,
That's
that
impressive.
might have been the goal of the season if he was able to pull that off, especially with all those red shirts on his back. Speaking of stat wellness,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Genry's able to come in, hopefully save the day. Check and see if he's okay. Looks like it's a head injury. You know, I didn't really see much, but you know, we're 30, 45 yards away.
Again, I just turned away for a brief second. Didn't see him go down, so I just wonder if it was I don't know if he got hit or if
Maybe an
he
accidental headbutt or elbow to the back of the head. I don't think it was malicious or intentional.
or even if it was even a case of lightheadedness. I don't know. But
No, he
nonetheless,
went
he's
down
off.
and looked back at the official like, what's going on?
Ah,
As we tend to do.
yes.
I mean, hey. As we're going to have a drop ball, and it goes right back into the arms of Georgia FC goalkeeper, who immediately rolls it out to his left. What he has really been comfortable doing so far here in the first half. We are 42 minutes in, still notched at 0. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Georgia FC. Going to go out of bounds over on the far side. Throw in for Georgia FC. Yeah, John, I'm not anticipating too many minutes of stoppage. It's been kind of a fluid game.
Very, and a lot of end-to-end action here, back and forth. Yeah, I don't imagine we'll have much stoppage time either.
We saw the trainer have to come on the pitch just a few minutes ago, but he came on and you know, went right back off. Referee says play on, and I appreciate the consistency of the official. If you're going to have them play on in the opposite box, you have them play on here. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's a good reciprocation there.
Yep. Not making it easy for anybody.
Yeah, but
And again, look at the space out here, John. Nobody is utilizing the right side of the pitch.
Right. Georgia FC is, but the Rovers are not.
Referee says play on. Throw in right in front of us for the visitors.
And that's a big reason why Georgia FC has been having the better scoring opportunities.
100%. It's going to be a foul right in front of the referee. Says play on. I heard the heel clip. Looking for Rodriguez. He called for a dummy. Georgia FC read it like a book. They're back in possession up that right side. Can they get in behind?
He's been really active for Georgia FC today. He's been all over the pitch today.
Oh, 100%, John. Left side, right side. He's being defended by Rennie Matthews right now. Rennie's not letting him inside that easily. Sebastian Montero playing some great defense. I like that foul right there, slowing down the momentum. Referee's going to give him a card.
He is going to get a card, yeah.
It's a foul nonetheless.
A little
and
too physical.
Yeah, I was just about to
too
say
physical,
that.
But, yeah, the intensity looks like it's starting to pick up here. Either team would love to break through and get a goal here right before the half and really take momentum into the second half here. Will it be Georgia FC or will it be Atlanta Rovers?
John, I do believe I see for the first time almost all season Mr. Luke Sexton warming up for Atlanta Rovers FC. He could see some second half action. I'll tell you what, that's exciting.
That would be a great boost for the Rovers if he does come in.
It would be a good boost
and
for us.
like he's capable. Yes, that too.
Yeah, it'd be a good boost for us. Get it more exciting, you know?
Yes.
Another corner for the visitors. We are deep in the first half of action. 44th minute, the corner's away. It's at the far post. Gadu gets up with his height. Just wasn't able to find the ball in the air. It's put back right on the 6. Still bouncing on the 18. Big clearance by Atlanta Rovers FC, getting it out of the danger zone. Looking for Alejandro. Another heavy touch by the center forward. Clear on the other side. Big switch by Georgia FC. And Matthews is able to keep it in bounds. You know, Georgia FC are going to complain about that, but I even saw it from over here. That's a goal kick.
Again, on that big clear that we just saw, again, them keying on Alejandro. You saw a couple of jerseys around him. You got to wonder, Drew, if Luke does come in the second half, will Georgia FC how will they be able to key on 2 players?
Well, absolutely, but you also have to take into effect, you know, yeah, Luke's playing, but is he match fit? I mean, you can run 58 miles, but can you play 90 minutes? Can you even play 45? He has not played since what, August? So it's going to be really exciting to see just what he can do.
Well, hopefully he's been able to work on his fitness while he's been away, but again, it's nothing compared to match play,
Absolutely,
obviously.
100%. Another corner for the visitors. Put at the near post, headed away by the Rovers, right back to the taker of the corner. Fakes the shot, sends another cross in, headed away by Felix Nichols. And another throw for Georgia FC as we are now entering stoppage time in the first half. Referee looks at his watch.
You're not sure how much we have here, but
Big
again, we
throw
don't
in.
anticipate a whole lot.
Yeah, not too much. Another corner for the visitors.
That one's going to bounce over into the other field, it looks like, and
it
there
does.
it goes, yes.
It's the little things that amuse you.
We have another field behind the bleachers here, folks.
Another corner here for the visitors. You'd imagine this may be the last play of the first half, as we aren't deep in the stoppage, but we're a couple of minutes into stoppage, and it's going to be a near post corner headed away. Georgia FC have possession at the top of the 18, but they're going to play it to an offside man, and it'll be a free kick for the Rovers. And the referee looks at his watch, and once this is played, and it's going to end the first half of action here at Silverbacks Park. Atlanta Rovers FC, Georgia FC tied at 0. John, both teams had some great chances to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yes, Drew, indeed they have. I think Georgia FC, they had the more quality chances, but also the Rovers have been able to cover up some of the mistakes they made as well. But yeah, 0-0 at the half. Like I said, it's been a great half, and this is one of those games you feel like whoever scores first is going to have a huge advantage the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Both teams going back and forth, still unable to find the net as we go into the halftime break. Tied at 0 here at Silverbacks Park. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Silverbacks Park. I am Drew Dickinson alongside John Reno. We have Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Georgia FC in the first round of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs. Went into halftime tied at 0. Both teams had their halftime talks. Referees got the 22 back on the pitch. John, I'm ready for this second half.
Yeah, I am too. It should be a really good one, Drew. 0-0, as you said, playoffs here. If this match remains tied after the end of regulation, we're going to have two 15-minute extra time periods. If we're still tied, we'll go to PKs then. So this is playoff soccer. This is great stuff, man.
Getting our final preparations in. We're going to have Georgia FC kicking off, going from left to right in their red tops. And, of course, Atlanta Rovers FC going from right to left in their white tops. And we are underway here in the second half of action. Silverbacks Park, as Georgia FC begin with possession on the left side. Knock it back into the center of the pitch. Going to feel out the Rovers here as that back three is going to move up together.
Yeah, two teams that finished with identical records, even scored the same number of goals, Drew. They both scored 21 goals during the regular season. Just the goal differential is what made Georgia FC the fourth seed. Conceded only 11 goals.
Far post. Gadu. That is debatable right there. Sebastian Lopez and Ciro Gadu battling. Yes.
I guess they're saying they both kind of tied up with one another there, but no call. Oh, there's going to be a call there.
We had Geze Etta check in for Georgia FC. Very familiar with the UPSL Georgia Premier Division, former Kalonji Pro profile player. And I believe he is a Gwinnett Soccer Academy affiliate as well. The Rovers trying to keep Georgia FC out of their danger zone. The ball's played at the far post, just a bit too heavy. It's going to be a goal kick for the home team.
Georgia FC, they were really able to exploit the wings in that first half, Drew. We'll see if that continues. Meanwhile, the Rovers, they ignored their wings in the first half.
With Etta checking in here in the second half, John, you've got Etta and Gadu, who both had 3 goals in the season. So now you got 6 goals up top. 2 hungry strikers, 2 people you know they can put the ball in the back of the net. Let's see if they change up the way they play a little bit here.
They might do just that, Drew.
Felix Nichols tries for a clearance, but he puts it right to the feet of Georgia FC here, moving down that right side. Felix comes and redeems himself, saves a attacking opportunity here, but Georgia FC knocks it out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the visitors deep inside the territory of the Rovers once again.
Another fast start to the half by Georgia FC.
Just 2 minutes in, and they were already turning and burning here, trying to put one in the back of the net early. Score one and defend. Ball's played in, right on the penalty spot. Cleared away by Lopez. Right to the feet of Alejandro, who finds Max. Max tries to play it up that left side, looking for Jair. Dispossessed by Georgia FC once again. As we also have a substitution for Georgia FC, or I'm sorry, for the Rovers. Number 18 checks in. Well, it looks like we have 2 number 18s. I'm not too sure that's even, I mean, can you have 2 players on the pitch with the same number? I mean, I think, unless I'm blind, I see 2 number 18s on the pitch for Georgia, or for Atlanta Rovers FC.
Well, 18 should be Felix Nichols.
I see Felix Nichols, number 18, and all the way over on the right side with the yellow cleats on. It looks like it's another number 18. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it looks like another one to me. Let's hope that no repercussions will be brought upon the home team.
New strategy by Coach Louis there.
And Alejandro Rodriguez dispossessed once again. Yeah, we definitely have 2 number 18s on the pitch right now for the Atlanta Rovers FC. As Rovers are in possession, Ryan Paolucci finds Jair Lopez. Talking about all over the pitch today, Jair Lopez has played a heck of a match so far in the midfield for the Atlanta Rovers. He's not a box-to-box midfielder. John, he's more sideline to sideline, like your, stud linebacker in the NFL. I mean, just all over the place today. Just fun to watch. Max in possession. He's got one jersey in front of him. pulls it on the inside, and he's immediately dispossessed.
Clean steal there.
Yeah, it was. Rovers lose possession. Georgia FC have the ball on their right side. Georgia FC have it to their left of their 3 center backs, and he is going to take a few touches, bring it over midfield, play it out to the left winger, and he drops it right back to the same man. And their number 10 comes in, takes possession. He wants to take over. Their little playmaker today for Georgia FC. Real ballers want the ball, and he came back and he's like, give me the ball. Max, captain, cleared away for the Rovers. Dangerous play here by Georgia FC as they have to drop it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper plays it out to the right side. Lopez closing him down. Jair Lopez almost gets a foot on it. He doesn't. Luckily for him, it's going to be a throw-in for Atlanta Rovers FC.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any pressing by the Rovers so far this match, Drew. Georgia FC hasn't had really any difficulty getting out of their own side of the pitch this afternoon.
It's going to be a throw-in here for Rennie Matthews. Drops it back to Paolucci. Jair Lopez in possession. Finds Sebastian Montero. Montero plays it out to the right side for Sebastian Lopez, who has miles of space in front of him. He's going to be closed down by a red shirt. He goes up that right side, looking for Montero. Montero in possession. Tried to loop it over the top here. Goalkeeper comes out for Georgia FC. Wins possession. He's going to climb up to the top of the 18, try and get a big punt. And he does. Great punt. Looking for Gezay Etta. Just a bit too heavy as Etta couldn't keep it in bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for Atlanta Rovers FC.
Yeah, a little too hard that time, but again, going for that left wing there. So it'll be a throw-in here for the Rovers. Big throw. Alejandro has it now.
It'll be a free kick for Georgia FC. I apologize. Atlanta Rovers.
Yep, there's a foul on Alejandro there.
Looks like Sebastian Lopez is going to step up from his right back spot. Going to use that right foot, maybe put it far post. Try and find Rodriguez. Max. Looks like Paolucci stepping in.
Again, lucky for Georgia FC. All of Rovers' free kicks have been way
That's very well mishit by
far from the
Sebastian
goal
Lopez.
there. Yeah,
right there.
just a little too much leg. Just a little too much leg there, as they
Yes.
say.
Goal kick is taken up by the keeper for Georgia FC. Pushed out to the right side. It's going to take some touches. Nobody is pressuring for the Rovers as Georgia FC trying to break through. Long shot attempt deflected off of Paolucci. Right down to the feet of Jair Lopez, who's heavily pressured. Can Jair keep it in bounds? Looks like it's going to be a... Yeah, it's going to be a foul.
Another yellow.
Another yellow. He says he didn't touch him. They never do. Free kick for the Rovers right here in front of us.
Yeah, but that happened right in front of us here, Drew, basically. So I believe that's the third yellow on Georgia FC.
Looks like the officials...
Cameron Weaver's having a discussion
Yeah,
with.
looks like the officials are going to converse.
Yeah.
I think they're conversing about the double numbers on the pitch right now. And the center doesn't seem to be too concerned about it. You know, for the Rovers, you know, I'm not too sure what this is. I'll take the heat on this. I'm not too sure what the rules mean, but I would be careful about playing guys with the same number on the pitch. You know, you don't want a team to protest. You know, God forbid they win this and then there's a protest. I just don't know. So I don't want to beat a dead horse. We are back in live action. The assistant referee made the center official known about the double numbers. And we are back in live action. Didn't
Center
seem
ref
to really
says play
care.
on, yeah,
Yep,
so.
yep. I don't think two men wearing the same numbers are going to take away how great this game has been, but you just want everyone to have the same opportunity. And dangerous playing here inside their own 18 are the Rovers as Eta is putting some pressure inside the 18. Cleared up the middle, finding the feet of Alejandro Rodriguez, who once again is immediately dispossessed as he just hasn't been able to find any space today, as those red shirts are swarming the leading goal scorer for Atlanta Rovers FC. As you still see Sexton over there warming up.
Good takeaway there by the Rovers.
Here comes Sebastian. He's dispossessed once again by Georgia FC. Georgia FC is going to utilize the width once again. Sloppy touch, but he's able to maintain. Those white shirts are swarming, dispossessed by Rodriguez. Alejandro Rodriguez, nutmeg, wins it right back. Coming down that left side, step over, beats another man. He's got one man in front of him, pulls it into the inside. Alejandro Rodriguez, still in possession. And that looks like it is a number 16, not a number 18.
Shot. Good shot by Alejandro there. And great footwork by him to move in there to get that opportunity as well. And you guess the sea of red was around him. Again, they're really keying on Alejandro, and rightfully so. He's shown how dangerous he could be.
Oh,
no.
sloppy touch there. You've seen that mistake made plenty of times. Flicked
Maybe
on
thought
by
the keeper's further out than he was, but
Rodriguez. Cuts it back on the inside, and he is dispossessed. Beautiful defensive slide tackle,
Yep.
and Georgia FC are coming up that right side of the pitch. Rodriguez is still down. Took a little bit off of his ego more than it did pain. As the ball's played right to the feet of Paolucci, who hits a heavy touch right to the feet of Gadu. Nice step over there by Gregorio Rocamora. Drops it back to Felix Nichols. Nichols finds Montero. Montero plays it out to the right for Lopez.
a little slow to get up was Alejandro, but he looks okay.
Rodriguez looking for it once again.
Onside.
As he says, play on. Alejandro Rodriguez has the goalkeeper to
He's
beat.
got it.
Alejandro Rodriguez puts it in the back of the net and puts the Rovers up 1-0.
Right away, the captain for Georgia FC comes out to protest there, saying it was offside. Now, he's going to get a yellow card now.
That may be his second of the day, as the goalkeeper thought he received one before for dissent, but no. As we're going to get a replay here, we're going to find out.
Replay.
Let's see. And just not enough to tell if he was onside or not, but the play is over with nonetheless. It's 1-0 Rovers.
Let's see if we get a better, maybe perhaps get a better replay to show
Georgia
the
FC
entirety
still
of that
protesting.
sequence there.
Here's a replay. That first attempt, having a little technical difficulties. We apologize if you're watching back home. Georgia FC just goes down 1-0 in the 56th minute to Atlanta Rovers
they are
FC.
hot. They're
Alejandro
still protesting
Rodriguez
this here.
able to break through behind the defense of Georgia FC and fire into the back of the net to put his Rovers up 1-0. Big time goal comes from big time players and big time moments.
Georgia FC, they need to regain their conversion. Now they're going to get another one here. They really need to get compose themselves here. They're in danger now of someone getting a red card if they keep this up.
Alejandro Rodriguez puts his 7th of the season in the back of the net. Tainted with injuries all season long. His goal tally could be double that by now.
So 5 yellows here so far for Georgia FC. Starting to, you don't want that one goal there to really have them completely become unglued here. It's only one goal. It's
Absolutely.
1-0, so.
I mean, John, there's 30 minutes to go plus in this game. Get your heads back on straight and get back into this contest.
But nonetheless, that was a pretty goal there by Alejandro to put his team up 1-0.
He had chance after chance in the first half. 10 minutes into the second half, Rodriguez finds the back of the net to put the Rovers on top 1-0. Big time goal in the playoffs here in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. The winner gets a date with Atlanta United FC, correct?
Yes. I'll tell you what, you're going to see the intensity pick up a bit here now, I think.
You guys can't see me back home, but I have a huge smile on my face because this is extremely exciting. The corner kick is played in right on the 6th. Oh, near post shot attempt just goes wide by the number 10 for Georgia FC. It's going to be a goal kick for the Rovers.
A little turn and burn attempt there just did not go their way. So going to be a goal kick here for the Summer Cup champions.
Got FC Birmingham taking on Vinotinto Atlanta later on tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on the ASMG YouTube channel. If Vinotinto were able to sneak a win by FC Birmingham, they'll play Atlanta United. So really We say it all the time. Anything's possible here in the UPSL Georgia Premier
I'll tell you
Division,
what,
John.
That Birmingham Vinotinto match in the regular season was something else, too.
Yeah,
I mean,
we had
talk
the
about
pleasure to
intense
call that
matchup.
one. Did we? We called that one, didn't we?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. Yes, we did, and that was one heck of a match.
I think that was Coach
that match had
Goldfarb's.
everything in it.
That was Coach Goldfarb's second game back as coach for FC Birmingham. Yeah, John, I agree with you, man. What a game that was. So tonight is going to be, spectacular nonetheless. Shot on goal attempt. Didn't get what he wanted, did the left winger for Georgia FC. Went right to the feet of Valdivinos. Great time wasting by the goalkeeper as Gadu came in. Throws it out to the right side for Rennie Matthews. Rennie takes one touch, finds Max. Max sends a header right down the line for Rodriguez. Rodriguez has one person on him. Nice defensive play there by Georgia FC. It's going to be a goal or a throw-in for the Rovers. Looks like Georgia FC is lining up a substitution here, John.
Looks that way.
And the Rovers, okay. Looks like Mr. Sexton is going to get his opportunity.
We'll see if we see number 9 here in a bit.
The long-awaited return of Luke Sexton for Atlanta Rovers FC is going to be very exciting. Nice defensive play by Felix. If he didn't get a foot on that, Georgia FC were able to sneak in behind, and they were going to tie it up 1-1. Nice defensive play by the Rovers. As the ball goes out of bounds, we're going to have our double substitution. And you can hear Alejandro say, Luke, let's do it. Here comes the number 9, fresh off of an injury-plagued season. Luke Sexton, ladies and gentlemen, entering the pitch for Atlanta Rovers FC. We'd like to mention Atlanta Rovers came in as an underdog in the Regional Cup this past fall, this spring. They came in and ran away with it. They opened the tournament, 2-1 loss to Seas United, came back, returned the favor in the final, beating them in the final. Just a great fun team, and played with injuries all season. Let's see what they can do for the rest of the match, John. Georgia FC play the ball out to the right side. Jair putting some pressure on. Force ball down the middle. Once again cleared away by Felix Nichols. One right back by Georgia FC. Looping it over the top, trying to find Etta. They headed right back to the goalkeeper just in time. Do Atlanta Rovers. Valdivinos needed to be careful. Geze Etta, the second half substitution for Georgia FC, was right in his face. And another missed punt by Valdivinos. Can Sebastian keep it in bounds? He can. And he wins possession right back for the Rovers, does Sebastian. He's coming down that right side. He cuts it in the middle, finds Sexton. Sexton's first touch of the season is looking for Alejandro Rodriguez. But Rodriguez is able to get in and clip the goalkeeper. He may get a card. And he is.
He's going to. The referee has it out.
Luke Sexton's first touch in about 3.5 months was almost an assist to Alejandro Rodriguez. As we're going to get a replay on that one, John. Lopez takes a few touches on the inside, finds Sexton. And, if he played that just a little heavy, and it could have been 2-0. With the temperature being the way it is, those little ankle and toe knocks,
you're going to feel it.
They're going to linger for a few more minutes than they would
it.
have a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
Well, if you're just now tuning in, we're in the 63rd minute. We are live in Atlanta, Georgia, Silverbacks Stadium. 4th seed Atlanta Rovers FC taking on 5th seed Georgia FC here in the first round of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs. And Atlanta Rovers FC is Alejandro Rodriguez able to sneak one in the back of the net and put the Rovers on top 1-0.
Yep, over the defending playoff champions from the spring 2022 season, Georgia FC.
We're
They
back
need to find an equalizer here.
Yeah, plenty of time, though, John. Plenty of time. We're back in possession for the Rovers as there is a foul right at midfield.
Yeah, Luke goes down on that one, but he springs right back up.
Ball's misplayed there by the Rovers. One right back by Georgia FC. And those white shirts are swarming Georgia FC right at half field. They're not going to let them inside at all. Looks like they're starting their own little press here, are the Rovers. Sloppy touch there by Cyril Gadu. The Truett McConnell and Park University star forces a throw-in for the Rovers right at half field. Alejandro Rodriguez. There's that touch by Rodriguez. As he is dispossessed once again by Georgia FC out here on that left side. They pull it into the inside. Start from the back. Heavy touch won by Nichols. Lopez better be careful as Geze Eta was streaking in behind him. Referee calls a foul. It's going to be a free kick for the Rovers about 10 yards in front of the 18-yard box. Felix Nichols is going to be on this free kick for the Rovers. He's going to play it right up the middle looking for Rodriguez. Headed away right down to the feet of Jair. Jair loses possession. He's going to do a silly foul, is Lopez. It's going to be a free kick for the Georgia FC right out in front of us, John. '66th minute. 1-0 Rovers. Georgia FC have some time, but they need to mount some sort of attack. They had a great opening first half. They need to find that magic again,
yeah,
John.
They do. But you see that goal, a little bit controversy again with that goal. Kind of took the wind out of their sails a little bit. You definitely sense the momentum shift here.
As we say that, Georgia FC wins their first corner of the second half. Quickly taken. Nice move as he beats Sebastian Lopez right to the inline. Ball's played across. Ball goes right in front of the mouth of the goal. Just a bit too heavy. It's going to be a throw-in deep in that corner for the Atlanta Rovers FC. As they're going to try and bring the ball out of the back and find a second goal, find a little comfort.
Oh, next goal by either team is going to be huge.
Rennie Matthews takes the throw, looking for Luke Sexton. It's going to be headed out by Georgia FC. Throw in for Rovers. Rennie is in no rush to find the ball. I wouldn't be either.
Nope, not at all. And just kind of taking a look over at Luke here. Good call. Bring him in the second half, so he doesn't get too gassed here. Trying to play a full match.
Yeah, just let him get his feet wet.
Yep.
Let him get comfortable. Let the game come to him.
Because they're going to need him later in the playoffs.
Absolutely. If the result stays, his return is just as big as Rodriguez. And speaking of Rodriguez, he's turning and burning down that left side as he cuts it back. Plays it back to Max. Max goes far post, looking for the second half substitution. And he is going to be offside. The AR on the far side of the pitch throws his flag up.
Now they blow the whistle finally.
Free kick, Georgia FC, right inside their own 18. So we got a lot of movement over on the Rovers bench as a few players are up, moving around, getting warm. We may see some more substitutions. We're in the 68th minute. So seeing how things go in the next 10, 15 minutes, you might. Cyril Gadu, can he get in behind Paolucci? Go out, Gadu. Cyril Gadu just misses an opportunity as Rennie Matthews, right at the nick of time, clears it off the line. It's going to be a corner kick for Georgia FC, and that is arguably the biggest opportunity they've had all game.
Oh, definitely. I thought they were going to tie it right there, but again, the Rovers find some way to avoid conceding that goal.
Cyril Gadu making his presence known inside the 6. He just couldn't find the back of the net. Corner kick's taken, headed up in the air, right inside the keeper's box. I'm not sure if he got any hands on it. Maybe he got a little mitten on it, and it's going to go right over the crossbar for another corner right on the opposite side.
Yeah, he pushed it out up and over.
Okay.
Opted not to grab it instead, but
smart play. Smart play.
But nonetheless, though, Georgia FC gets a corner out of it.
Georgia FC is knocking on the door. Far post attempt.
Whiffed on the volley there.
He was wide open on a volley attempt. He just didn't get anything behind it. Being pressured now by Paolucci. Paolucci gets just a foot on it, clears it right up the middle. Jair Lopez in possession, looking for Luke Sexton. Luke Sexton plays a one-touch ball down the middle, looking for Rodriguez.
Yeah, just a little too much. Right idea, though.
Yep. You knew what he was trying to do. Nonetheless, just wasn't able to get what he wanted behind it. Big clearance now for Georgia FC, right up the left side, looking for the second half substitution. Eta beats Nichols. Eka beats Nichols again, puts it inside, right into the hands of Valdivinos, who bobbles it, but is able to keep his hands on it as Cyril Gadu was right in his face. He's got to be careful.
A good hard shot there by Georgia FC.
Nice turn by Alejandro Rodriguez. He's got Sexton in the middle. Nice defensive play there once again by Georgia FC to chase down Rodriguez and win possession back. Got a substitution lined up here for the Rovers. No telling when he'll be played in. We'll let you know.
Looks like we have one for Georgia FC as well.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Good call, partner. Georgia FC coming down that right side. He cuts it back in the middle. Looking for Eta. Through ball attempt. Gadu. He's got space inside the 18. Nice save by Valdivinos. He pushes it right into the feet of Paolucci. Paolucci clears it up the left side. Looking for Max. If Max can get onto it, he's got space. But he's going to get two hands in the back of the player in front of him. It's going to be a foul on the Rovers. Free kick, Georgia FC.
Georgia FC turned away again, Drew. Got two real golden opportunities here, almost back-to-back, and just cannot buy a goal right now.
As they're going to sub out Cyril Gadu, who is
Here's
just...
the replay, Drew.
Cyril Gadu is just now finding his magic, and he's going to come off.
And just two men all alone, and just you saw the man on the left just calling for it.
You know, John, you argue that ball should have been played to number 27, Geza Eta. He had so much more space in front of him. Maybe it was mishit. But nonetheless, Gadu had a golden opportunity, like you said, John. He is substituted off, and Gadu just goes to the bench, and he goes to the locker room. Let's hope he's going to be okay. As goalkeeper for Georgia FC comes out of the goal to take this free kick. And we're going to have a substitution here for the Rovers as captain, number 21, Max, is going to step off the pitch.
It's probably out of just sheer frustration.
I mean, two golden opportunities in 5 minutes for Cyril Gadu. Wanted his fourth of the season, just couldn't find the back of the net. As we are right back in live action, goalkeeper puts it right at the top of the 18, headed away by Rennie Matthews, as he's been handed the captain's band as Max takes a seat. And usually playing up that left side, number 25 for the Rovers, John, has now been brought over to the right side to exploit the space on the right side of that Rovers defense. Let's see if he's successful on this side.
Well, the offside's called here. A free kick for the Rovers.
Number 20.
Time is starting to become a bit of a factor now as we're in the 72nd minute now.
Second half substitution for the Rovers is in possession of the ball on the right side. So he cuts it on the inside and he is dispossessed, but it goes right back to the feet of Sebastian Lopez for Rovers. Lopez looking for Alejandro, who may have been offside, as the assistant referee on the far side of the pitch is in great positioning. That is what you call a professional foul, but it will earn Felix Nichols a yellow card. Free kick for Rovers, or free kick for Georgia FC.
So we've seen a lot of yellow today, but that's not unexpected in the UPSL playoffs here.
Absolutely.
In the Georgia Premier Division, so competitive. And when a lot of intense play, it's going to lead to the referee having to reach into his pocket.
He's done that quite a few times
often.
tonight. Dangerous free kick for Georgia FC nonetheless. They play it in swinger right at the top of the 18. Cleared away by Rovers. One right back by Georgia FC, but Felix Nichols able to get a nice slide tackle clearance. It's going to push it out wide. It's going to be a throw in right in the corner for Georgia FC. If you're just now joining us, we are in the 73rd minute. Silverbacks Stadium. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Georgia FC. First round, UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs. Alejandro Rodriguez, leading goal scorer for the Rovers, was able to find the back of the net in the 52nd minute, put the Rovers on top 1-0, and it has remained 1-0 ever since. And Georgia FC have not been able to find any momentum here in the second half. And here come the Rovers. Alejandro Rodriguez trying to sneak it inside for Jair Lopez. Luckily for Georgia FC, center back comes up, gets a head on it, deflects it out. It's going to be a corner for the Rovers. As the Rovers look to calm things down a little bit, slow the game up. And Sebastian Montero is going to come from his midfield position to take this corner. Corner is going to come from the left side of the Rovers pitch. And we may have a left-footed out-swinging corner kick, and we will. So watch the ball to go to the penalty spot right at that back corner of the 18. Flicked on right at the top of the 6. Right to the back corner of the 18. One in possession by the Georgia FC. Here comes the visitors. And there's number 25 out on that right side. I said it 5 minutes ago. Can he find his goal? Cuts it back on the inside. Jair tries to get a slide tackle. Unsuccessful for the Georgia FC team, as the Rovers able to play spectacular defense and keep them out of the back of the net. Throw in Georgia FC.
Again, Georgia FC knocking on the door. Just come up a little bit too close. A little bit of hesitation there, cost him there, Drew. I know he tried to maneuver to get into a clear shot there, but again,
he's used to playing on that left side, John.
The Atlanta Rovers FC defense comes up big once again here.
Throwing, taken right into the 18, headed away by Jair, but he puts it right back into the middle of the pitch. Wanted a handball, did the Rovers. Referee disagreed. Rovers get a big clearance as it'll be 2-on-2. Luke Sexton and Alejandro Rodriguez for the Rovers. Referee didn't like what he saw, pushing it back by Luke. Free kick for Georgia FC, and they play it right back out to number 25. And he plays a horrible pass right to the feet of Rooney Matthews, captain of Rovers, and he plays it right down that right side. Alejandro's got space in front of him. Can he get possession? Sloppy play by Georgia FC.
What a play.
Alejandro has time, puts it to the far post, finds
Luke.
Sexton. Luke dribbles a goalkeeper. Can he find the back of the net? Luke Sexton for Rovers FC dribbles it over the line, and it's going to be a goal kick for Georgia FC. Luke Sexton and Alejandro Rodriguez had a 2-on-1 opportunity. They just weren't able to capitalize. Goal kick, Georgia FC.
A little bit of rust that Luke Sexton might have kind of maybe showed itself on that play.
Use the force, Luke. I love it, John. Here come Georgia FC.
Well, Georgia FC pressing. They need one goal, just one goal.
Just one.
Send this to extra time.
Sloppy play again by Georgia FC. Can Luke Sexton find possession? And Luke's going to earn a foul. And another intent. We got some really intense play going on here as the Georgia FC player just sat on top of Luke for a little longer than he should have. Luke didn't like it.
Yeah,
and let's see if the referee can get some control here, John. Yep.
Yeah, this is the playoffs. You can't afford to get any red cards here. Wow. So we're going to see if we can see the replay here. Luke just got around the goalkeeper, just let himself a little bit too much and could not keep the ball in play. Almost had himself a real golden opportunity there, and if he could have put that one in the back of the goal to put his team up 2-0, that could have been the backbreaker there for Georgia FC. But
we've got a free kick for the Rovers right in front of their bench. Luke Sexton over it, pushes it right down the right side to Sebastian Lopez. Lopez keeps it in bounds, but looks like he just won himself a corner, and he did. Corner kick, Rovers right in that right corner, John.
Great.
Beautiful play by Sebastian Lopez.
Yeah, great play by Sebastian Lopez there.
And Sebastian Montero checks too, brings some red jerseys with him.
So the Rovers are going to take their time a little bit here. No reason to hurry, no need to hurry.
Got a lot of physicality inside the box here as Sebastian Lopez looked to be pushing the back. It was clear as day. Georgia FC, the defending playoff champs from the spring, they went all the way to the Elite Eight. They're looking to defend their title, and right now it's not looking so good for them.
No, you can tell they're a little frustrated right now.
Oh, what a save by the Georgia FC goalkeeper as there were some white shirts wide open at the back post. Did not mean to interrupt you, partner.
Oh, no worries there, Drew. But I was just going to say that Georgia FC, they could easily be up a goal here instead of down a goal with the opportunities that they've had.
Another goal kick for the visitors, taken quickly. Paolucci, shin knee by Felix Nichols, one back by Georgia FC. Plays it out to the right side. Oh, beautiful ball, looping over the top. Can he keep it in bounds over there in the corner? He's got Sebastian Lopez in front of him. Plays it to the top of the 18. Nice defense by Atlanta Rovers FC's Felix Nichols. Felix has been all over the place in the defense tonight. I talked to him today, and he was very excited about today's matchup. It's going to be a throw-in for Rovers, and Georgia FC's bench does not like it.
Nope, not at all. Coach Hugo, Georgia FC, and the rest of his team just very frustrating with how this half has gone.
Like we said before, Georgia FC, defending playoff champions in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division in the spring, went all the way to the National Playoff Elite Eight.
Yes, sir.
So if they go home today, you really think it's a wasted season, right, John?
Yeah. Of course, you want to try, and the goal is to do better than you did the season before.
But they're down, partner, but they're not out.
No, sir. There's still time. We still got over 10 minutes, plus any extra time we might have.
Folks, if you're watching back home, go get your popcorn, go get your drinks. hunker down
gonna be an
because
exciting finish.
the next 10 minutes are going to be very, very exciting. Big goal kick here by Valdivinos, plays it to a wide open Sebastian Lopez, who brings it down from his chest, but he is immediately dispossessed, plays it out of bounds, throw in for Rovers.
So Felix retrieves that ball. We'll have a throw in here for the Rovers. Another deep throw here. Looking for Alejandro. Can't get it to him though.
Big clearance by Georgia FC.
And it's going to go out of play. Be Georgia FC ball. They'll throw in here. Needing a goal to tie this match up and perhaps send it into extra time here in these playoffs. Oh, meanwhile, getting through, and he does. Number 32 with the ball now. Tries to get it over into the middle.
Still in bounds. Bouncing inside the 6. Referee
Saying
calls for a goal kick,
yeah,
though, John.
Saying it went out. Again, another close one. Georgia FC knocking on that door again. Another opportunity slips away here.
May have been offside there. Goal
May have
kick.
been.
Goalie
81st minute now.
Valdivinos, big clearance. Luke Sexton finds a man. Alejandro Rodriguez right inside the middle, but he plays it out to the left side. The left winger streaking right into the 18. He's got one man in front, pulls it to the inside. Nice defense once again by Georgia FC. Dispossessed by the Rovers once again. Jair Lopez still in possession is Lopez. Lopez finds Rennie. Rennie had a heavy touch looking for Sebastian Montero. Dispossessed by Georgia FC. Here comes Georgia FC. Right up the middle of the pitch. Heavy touch. Cleared away by Paolucci. Right to Sebastian Lopez. He does a nice reception and turn. And shoulder-to-shoulder tackle. One immediately back by Georgia FC. Right in front of the referee who says play on. Georgia FC bringing it into the 18. Right on the right side. Played across the middle. Just a bit too heavy once again. I'm not sure if it was a shot or a cross, but he put way too much on it. It's going to sail right across the mouth of the goal, and it might be a throw-in in the corner for the Rovers, John.
Yeah, it's and that's going to take some precious time off the clock as well.
We got a player down here for Atlanta Rovers FC. It looks like it's going to be, is that Sebastian Lopez? It is, number 4, Lopez.
Yeah, from that shoulder-to-shoulder tackle we just saw. He took the brunt of it for sure.
And Genry's going to come on and check him out.
From Stat Wellness.
If you're just now joining us, we are in the 82nd minute. Rovers on top of Georgia FC 1-0. It's not over yet, though, as we've got another matchup tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Atlantic Soccer Media Group YouTube channel. Vinotinto Atlanta travels to Lawson Field Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama to take on the 3rd seed, FC Birmingham. Stay tuned on our social media channels for links and updates.
And again, if that match is anything like was in the regular season, it's going to be one whale of a match. FC Birmingham able to eke out a win there with a match that literally had everything in it. Yellows, reds. I don't know how many balls went off, deflected off the goalposts. Own goals. It was crazy. About as crazy of a match you'll see for a 2-1 result as well. But looks like Lopez is up now. He's walking off now under his own power. That's good to see. So this will definitely add to some time.
Yeah, we'll have some stoppage here in the second half, John.
Yes,
and that's going to be to the advantage of Georgia FC, obviously, them being down a goal. And a substitution for the Rovers.
Yeah, can the Rovers hold them off for the final minutes?
Luke Sexton loses possession. Jair wins it right back. Here come the Atlanta Rovers FC. They got a golden opportunity, put a second on the board.
Can you find Alejandro?
Alejandro's at the far post. Beautiful defensive play once again by Georgia FC to keep the Rovers off the board, and the score stays at 1. They're going to want that one back, John.
Yeah, maybe held on that a little too long. Allowed the defense to make a good play there.
Nice move by Luke. Just a bit too heavy right there as the defender plays it back to the goalkeeper. Sloppy play by the goalkeeper. Rodriguez tries to make it 2. Can he make it 2 again? No, he can't. The goalkeeper makes 2 crucial saves in a row to keep the Rovers off the board for the second time. Alejandro Rodriguez had a brace in his sights, but the goalkeeper thought otherwise.
What a horrible giveaway by the goalkeeper, but he was able to recover and made 2 stellar saves here. There you see Luke giving pressure there, which caused that mistake there, and Alejandro got off a nice header and a shot there, but turned away by the captain of Georgia FC. Wow.
If I'm Alejandro, I'm taking a touch to the right of the goalkeeper, putting the ball in the back of the net, asking my coach to sub me out, playing some defense, and we're going to Atlanta next week. Corner kick taken by Rovers, dispossessed by Georgia FC. Great defense by Jair Lopez to win the ball back. Things are getting real heavy out on the pitch. The intensity is starting to pick up. Very spicy.
In for a furious finish here, Drew.
In the 85th minute, Rovers still holding on to that really close 1-0 lead over Georgia FC, who are knocking on the door. Geza Eta. And number 19, James Akatunda, who checked in here in the second half, former teammate of Geza Eta at GSA. So nice to see some camaraderie out on the pitch. And it's pretty funny that this AR down here on the near side of the pitch, former teammate of them as well. So it's a very small world, John.
Yes, it is.
Throw in for Georgia FC as times have taken on their season all the way to the Elite Eight in the national playoffs last season. Could their season end in the first round of the fall playoffs this season? Jair Lopez clears it up to Rodriguez. Alejandro's going to want that one back. He had plenty of time. Another sloppy touch by Georgia FC. It allows Rodriguez some space in between him and the goalkeeper. Alejandro Rodriguez, nice save by Georgia FC's goalkeeper. Once again, as all three collide, the goalkeeper's holding his back. Alejandro's face down. The defender's on his knees with his hands in his head. We're going to see what the deal is here, but we're definitely going to show you a replay as Rodriguez had another chance to bag a brace with the goalkeeper. Watch the goalkeeper save right at the nick of time, John.
Yep. He got to backtrack a little bit. Then
Right
came
there.
Right
Oh, what a save.
Great save, and just
Let's hope everybody's going to be
Alejandro going
okay.
Full speed there. Just had that collision. Yeah, there are 3 men down here. You don't see that often. But let's hope everyone's all right.
Looks like Alejandro's going to be okay as he's helped up to his feet. He's going to walk it off. I believe with Alejandro, it's just more of an upset. I'm going to stay down. Frustration. Because that's, arguably.
He thought he had another one there.
Yeah, John, that's like the third time in the last 3 minutes that he had a chance to put a second in the net. And the goalkeeper for Georgia FC just playing a hell of a game. Goalkeeper, captain, leader for this Georgia FC team. He's still down. Jenry from Stat Wellness is on the pitch to check him out.
Jenry from Stat Wellness has been a little busy this half.
Yeah.
So
Getting his money worth, isn't he?
getting some FaceTime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're still observing him. This could not be. This may not be very good here. For let's hope he can stay in the match here. Because he hasn't really moved much at all since he went down.
Well, they are checking on the goalkeeper for Georgia FC. Just like to let everyone know that we are live. Playoffs are live and in color. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Georgia FC right now. Atlanta United and Vinotinto Atlanta finished with those. Or I'm sorry, Laminio Georgia LGSA finished with those top 2 seeds, John. So they're going to have a bye this week. FC Birmingham taking on Vinotinto tonight in Birmingham. It's going to be real good matchup tonight.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the rematch with Birmingham and Vinotinto. They played one whale of a match in the regular season. FC Birmingham coming out on top of that one. But that's going to be another intense match like this one has been.
The lowest seed will go and play Atlanta United Academy at their training ground next week. The highest seed will play LGSA next week. Who's it going to be? Vinotinto Atlanta, FC Birmingham, Atlanta Rovers. Stay tuned.
Yeah, just looking at the captain here for Georgia FC, he really got bent over there pretty badly, it looks like. And
Alejandro Rodriguez isn't a small guy, and he was going at full speed, John.
Yeah,
so let's hope the
we're gonna help
goalkeeper.
him up now,
Oh, man.
I don't see how we can stay in, though.
Yeah, he's walking real gingerly, wincing with his back. Alejandro's going to come in. Nice show of team or sportsmanship there.
he stays in, what a gamer, but
And no foul at all, John. Just unfortunate.
just the hard collision there, just incidental contact. There's the magic spray there.
God, I wish I knew what was in that stuff. I'd carry it with me everywhere if we were able to get it. I think it's only soccer trainers who are allowed to have the magic spray, and they don't sell it in the store. It's not on Amazon. It's Magic Spray R Us, and you have to have
some
a membership.
alchemist mixes it up for them, I guess. I don't know, but only they know.
Yep, Magic Sprays R Us, and you have to have a membership.
Looks like he's going to try and stay in here, Drew.
Way to battle.
Yeah, but he's
Season's on the line, John.
Yeah, but he does not look like he's up for it though. My goodness. Well, once play resumes, we'll see how he's doing.
We are just over the 90th minute, so there will be, I'd say, 3 to 5 minutes of stoppage time for the injury stoppage that we just had. We are back in live action.
Makes me wonder if they have another keeper.
True. Georgia FC trying to find some space in behind this defense of Atlanta Rovers FC. Jimmy able to track back and win possession, but he immediately loses it back to Georgia FC. White shirts are swarming the red shirts. Ball's played into the box. Akatunde nearly missed that header as Geza Eta has possession at the top of the 18. Eta plays it out to the right side.
He's got the wing open again, but they closed this time.
Ball's played across the middle. Golden opportunity once again for Georgia FC. Cleared away by Sebastian Montero for Atlanta Rovers FC. Throw in taken quickly. Sidewinder clearance, fail. Cross, fail. Right to the arms of Valdivinos.
Tell you, we're definitely in stoppage time now. How much don't have? We should have a fair amount though. But I tell you what, even though that Georgia FC feel that they were short a little bit on that goal, I mean they've had plenty of chances of their own.
Big punt. One in possession by the Rovers. Ran it down. Wanted to keep the ball more than Georgia FC wanted to win it. Luke Sexton wide open in the midfield for Atlanta Rovers FC. Plays it through looking for Rodriguez. Luke and Alejandro just on the same page. I'm going to count that up to game fitness. It's going to be a foul on Luke once again. Free kick for Georgia FC.
You would think they wouldn't need much time together, though, to get back on track.
Couldn't agree more. This is just their first 45 together in almost 4 months. So you know they're very excited. I don't know if you were watching back home at the beginning of the second half, but when Luke came on, you could hear Alejandro say, Luke. Yeah, so it was a very exciting time for them.
It was a big lift there for Georgia FC, for the Rovers.
And sure enough, they got their first goal of the match a few minutes later.
Did.
Ball's played in, deflected off the Rovers. Can the goalkeeper keep it in bounds? And Valdivinos comes off his line and is able to keep it in bounds. He gobbles it, lays on top of it.
Nice play, good hands.
Lets a few seconds go off the clock.
Yep.
Smart goalkeeping.
Yeah, if they indicated how much stoppage time we have, we did not see it. But like I said, it's got to be a fair amount.
Yeah, referee has it on the field. Georgia FC looking to find that equalizing goal. Rennie Matthews, a nice touch there, unsuccessful. Rennie wins it back, plays it out to the right for Jair. Jair Lopez hesitates, brings it inside to the left, plays it on that left side for Rodriguez. Can Alejandro get to it? Not before Georgia FC can. They're able to turn and clear it up in the middle. They look up, play another long ball. Desperation mode for Georgia FC. Gizé Eta pulls it back. Eta pulls it inside the 6. Cleared away by Felix Nichols once again to keep Georgia FC off the board. Luke Sexton plays it out to the right side. Rovers are still in possession. Jimmy. Big clearance. Right to nowhere, though. Just going to waste some time. Goalkeeper for Georgia FC has it at the top of the 18. Gets a big punt. Winces a little bit. Back still not right, John.
No.
Georgia FC have possession right at half field. We are creeping up to the final minutes of this matchup here at Silverbacks Stadium. Atlanta Rovers FC have a narrow 1-0 lead, but Georgia FC are knocking on the door. Can they find the equalizer? Nice defense by Atlanta Rovers. Force a throw in.
Beautiful poke check there.
Second
by
half
the Rovers defense.
Second half substitution for the Rovers, making his name known. Big throw in here for Georgia FC. Right into the 6, headed away by Jair. Can Luke Sexton keep it in bounds? Luke does. Luke maintains possession, and he is fouled. And that's going to be the ball game, and the Atlanta Rovers FC are going to advance in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division second round of the playoffs.
What a match, Drew.
Georgia FC all the way to the Elite Eight in the national playoffs last spring. Just didn't have the magic today. They're going to go home as the losers, and Atlanta Rovers FC are going to advance in the UPSL Georgia Premier Division playoffs. Hey, John, first half was all Georgia FC. Second half, coach for the Rovers brings in Luke Sexton and completely changes the ballgame.
It definitely just changed the whole picture here of this match. He gave them a huge lift, and soon after he came in is when they scored that goal. A little bit of a controversial goal, but nonetheless, 1-0 is your result here. And when you look at the table here, there you see Atlanta Rovers FC, 1-0 over Georgia FC. They will go on to face LGSA, Leminio, Georgia. And folks, you do not want to miss the match we have coming up tonight, FC Birmingham and Vinotinto Atlanta. That's going to be a great one as well.
Well, we are going to leave Silverbacks Stadium with the Rovers walking off the pitch with a 1-0 victory. As my partner said, they're going to advance in the playoffs. We'll find out who they will play later on tonight as Vinotinto Atlanta travel to Birmingham, Alabama to take on FC Birmingham. That's going to be live on the Atlantic Soccer Media Group YouTube channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to do it for Silverbacks Park. I am Drew Dickinson. He was John Reno. Have a good rest of your weekend, folks.
Thank you for watching the Atlantic Soccer Media Group's coverage of UPSL Soccer.